So here we are live at Accountex. I'm with Mike Dean of WhisperClaims. Mike, good to see you.
And you, Rob.
And now we're here, the calm before the storm. It's live, there's some music. Just pan around, Paul. What is happening there? There's a band going on. There's, look at that. Just giving us a bit of background music, aren't they, Mike? They're obviously recognising what a legend you are. So it's the calm before the storm. Thousands of people are going to descend on us in just a moment. Are you ready for this?
We are ready-ish, yeah. We had a bit of a disaster last night with the stand graphics.
Okay.
They've actually been sorted out by this morning by magic, so that's a good start.
Well, you've got your team here, and they look like they know what they're doing. They're crowded around that screen, but there's going to be a lot of conversations they'll be having.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're set up to run demos today. We've got a few people that we know are coming along to get a product demo during the course of the day, which is why we're overmanned on the stand. So yeah, looking forward to seeing existing customers and some new customers.
Have you done Accountex before?
Yes. So we did the last one 3 years ago now, yeah. So that was our very first one. We were in a tiny little startup booth at that point, so we've moved on since then, which is great.
What have you learned from that, Mike, that you now bring to this? Because this is a different time, isn't it?
Yeah, what have we learned? Blimey. I suppose when we came in last time, we'd literally just launched the business at that point.
Okay.
So we knew very little about, how to segment the market, who our customers were actually going to turn out to be.
Okay.
So we're a lot more kind of, I suppose we understand the market a lot better now than we did then. We understand who it is, who are our user base, and what they get from using us.
A stand here isn't cheap. It's a big investment in people, in time. How do you go about measuring whether this has been successful for you?
Oh, that's a great question. To be honest with you, I've always been a skeptic of shows, and that, and whether there's a direct ROI on that investment. And I think there's two things. What the direct thing, which is easy to measure, is have we had demos? Have we got leads out of the show? Yeah. But I think actually maybe more important than that is just the awareness raising, that people see us here, they get to know the name, they hear about us. I've got a speaker slot tomorrow. Again, that's just about raising the profile of the WhisperClaims brand.
And you've got your team here. What have you told them to get ready for a day like this? Because I bet not all of them have been to Accountex before.
Well, to be honest, it's mainly about being ready to talk about the product and show it to people. But I guess an element of it is to guard all the swag.
Yes.
And give out plenty of chocolates.
There's a lot of that, isn't there? You've been in this game a long time, Mike. What do you feel are the top skills and attributes that accountants are going to need over the next few years to compete?
Another good question. I mean,
we do questions, that's how this works.
Yeah. Well, we live in the world of advisory services. R&D is an advisory service, and of course what we've developed is a cloud-based platform that enables an advisory service to be delivered. Okay. Now, there's been talk for the last, 4 or 5 years or so about that shift from compliance to advisory, which is what Mike talks about tomorrow. Yeah. And I guess what you're going to see is more and more tech adopted in that part of the accountant's world. So it's how do you enable people to deliver more and more sophisticated and complex services, and therefore more revenue and more value add using tech. And that's what we're all about too.
And your talk tomorrow, tell us a little bit about that. What's the title and what will be the key takeaways?
So it's all about winning advisory market share. So I'm sharing the platform with Richard Bruin. And
a legend in the game.
Exactly, yeah. And we're going to be talking sort of generically about that journey that accountants are on. What's advisory all about, which of course some people have heard before, but we've got Richard's sort of slightly different take on.
Well, you ask 10 accountants what advisory is, you'll get 12 different answers.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're on an education crusade as well,
Exactly, yeah, that's it. And then of course, you won't be surprised to know that we conclude at the end of it talking about WhisperClaims' position in that journey. Yeah. I mean, we've got 160 customers now who are right across the UK, firms of different shapes and sizes, who are all on that journey and leveraging technology to help them.
Just explain real quick what WhisperClaims do, Mike.
So we're a cloud-based app that enables accountants to deliver R&D tax services quickly
Research
and easily.
and development.
Yes.
Which is an international term, isn't it? Everyone understands that.
It is, yeah. And I suppose, why is tech important in that? A lot of accountants are outsourcing that service, so they'll use specialist consultants to do it. Actually, a lot of them are ignoring the opportunity completely as well. And they see it as a kind of niche, perhaps complex area of tax, and actually it's not if you've got the right tools to hand, and that's what we're about.
Now, when you look around at a big event like this, we've got thousands of people here, hundreds of exhibitors. Some of your competition are in this room.
Yes.
How equipped are you to deal with the fight that's coming up?
Well, we've got, I mean, there are, if you like, technical USPs about our product that are very different to our competitors, and that's one of the challenges for a business like us, is how do you keep ahead in that regard and make sure that the technical features of the products are ahead of everybody else. Yeah. Now, we were the first to launch a product specific for R&D, specifically for accountants. So because of that, we've sort of got a 3-year head start on one or two of our competitors. So from a functionality point of view, a little bit ahead. Yeah. And that's a kind of constant battle. But I think the key thing is we've got 160 customers who, by the way, have delivered about 80 million of tax benefit to their clients.
That's decent.
So there's lots of case studies, there's lots of people talking about us and the value they've brought to us, and again, our competitors don't have that. So, you know, it's using every trick in the book, if you like, to keep ahead.
And you specialise for accountants. Why is that important? How are they different to other sectors, Mike? Because R&D's around, isn't it?
It is. So the key thing for R&D at the minute is HMRC are bringing in some new rules into the scheme in the next 12 months.
This is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs.
Yes.
Could be the IRS, say, in the States.
Yes.
But yeah.
The tax authorities.
Everyone's bringing in digitisation of tax.
Yeah, well, what they're doing, they're changing the rules slightly to tighten up the scheme to stop, let's call them cowboy operators.
Bogus claims.
Stretching the boundaries of the scheme. Yeah. So tightening things up by bringing in things like every claim that's submitted from 2023 will have to have a report associated with it, some comprehensive report. Will have to be signed off by the client. Yeah. We'll have to have the advisor identified. These are all new measures, and they're all about controlling these rogue operators in the market. Now, HMRC are not talking about introducing regulation just yet, but they are talking about the fact that accountants obviously are accredited professional people, and there's a sort of leaning towards they'd rather have people like that doing this sort of work. Yeah. So again, you know, our business model is all about equipping the right people with the right tools to do the job.
Sounds great. Final question, Mike. What are you most looking forward to for the next couple of days?
Meeting these thousands of people that are going to be here.
And your current customers,
and our current customers,
they'll be visiting,
yes,
won't they?
Yeah. We've got quite a few. So
because you'll have some that you've never met in person.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, in fact, most of our onboarding is done remotely, so it's quite a rare thing that we meet people face to face. We see a lot of them online, but it's rare that we see them face to face.
Fantastic. Well, we might come back later for some chocolate. It's been great to talk to you.
You're welcome. Cheers, Rob.